Welcome to this match against Yurikamome, a Japanese player. So we're scheduling this early in my morning, late in their night. If we take a look at our standings here, Burning Skulls only played one match. Technically, they're in first place. After that, I've got the most wins certainly, so that's nice. Although I've played more matches, and Yuri is 7-5, so they're having a pretty good season here. So going to try to get a win. They have the 5-2 when they immediately grab the Den of Sin. That makes sense. They will definitely hit 4 here. They can buy like a remodel. Remodel seems like the best card. I don't think we can get Tactician to work here. Tactician doesn't work with treasures and Den of Sin, and treasures are our payload. Palace is a little bit of extra points potentially. Remodeling gold at the end of the game is good. I think I'm gonna open with a remodel and a silver. Try to get a couple of Dens of Sin, maybe some labs, and turn the estates into Ironmongers. Opening Shantytown would be a bit of a high roll. If I collide the Shantytown and the remodel, I'm just very, very upset. So we'll go ahead and do this. Second 4, I think we'll just be Ironmongers here for a while. We're going to grab a couple silvers, a couple golds, and then start provincing. Palace points makes remodeling gold into province less enticing, but it gives you some pile pressure potentially. Yeah, we'll just take another Ironmonger here. Be a little bit sad that we didn't draw. 3 money to buy another silver, but here we can just take 2 Ironmongers. We start to be able to take Smithy with all these Ironmongers in the deck. Scepter is also interesting in terms of replaying something. I'm not quite sure what we're replaying, I guess. So am I just getting 2 Ironmongers and just going Ironmonger stack? I mean, I don't want to do that necessarily. I can also consider getting an Innkeeper. Given the size of the deck, there's no copper thinning. Innkeeper might be a good cycling card. Help me get to the end of shuffles or avoid triggering unfavorable reshuffles. And often my Ironmonger plays are going to be peddlers that sift. I've got 3 Ironmongers already, so maybe I can take 1 Innkeeper here. Get that into the shuffle. This turn I'm seeing some of my Ironmongers, so I'm able to potentially draw. My opponent's got this Den of Sin, this pair of Dens of Sin, which is certainly quite nice to have for the duration draw. It enables them to hit higher price points. Keep. Yes, this is just... I open remodel silver and I'm never going to hit 5, I guess. Another Ironmonger. Here definitely we play the Ironmonger first in case we reveal the estate. In case we reveal another Ironmonger, we can play a couple of Ironmongers, get some cycling through, and then see where our price points are. Potentially use this Innkeeper to get us all the way to the end of the shuffle. Keep, I guess. And then we go +3, -3, so we can discard 3 coppers. Wow. What if the bottom 3 cards of my deck, 6 cards of my deck, 2 coppers and 4 Ironmongers? Is that possible? I think I'm going to take another... I think I'm going to take a Smithy now. I've got so many Ironmongers. Smithy should be able to fairly reliably draw. And I'm strongly considering buying an estate here so I can remodel it. Is that just absolutely terrible? My opponent has not remodeled... Well, my opponent has a gold, which is why they have 3 VP. I should just have so much cycling and draw with the Ironmongers and the Smithy that I think I can afford to, in this behind position, risk it and take an estate and just hope to get another piece off of it. I can also remodel an Ironmonger or Smithy or Innkeeper to gold if I really need to. Next turn should be very, very strong, though. I feel like I need to add something of value, and the estate is like delayed value, which I just feel like I'm behind here already. They've got 2 dens that I don't have and a gold. This feels really greedy, but I feel like I'm behind and I need to risk it. I also know that I have a huge stack of Ironmongers here. Discard. We will keep that, I guess, and hope to draw. I guess I can't actually keep that. Keep. Okay. So the bottom 6 cards, Estate, Innkeeper, 2 Ironmongers, I think. Now I can take my own gold. Oh, it was the Smithy. Yeah, so if I find either the Smithy and the bottom card is the Estate. If I find either the Smithy or the Innkeeper last turn, I can draw the deck and do fun things. I bottom deck the two cards that I needed to. There. Okay, this bottom card's a Estate, which is fine. Keep. Play the Smithy. Discard. Keep. Okay, so this is great. I can do +3, -3, discard 3 coppers. Although I only have, what do I have down there? 2 coppers, 2 Ironmongers. One copper. My silver's down there as well. So I think I want to churn through this. I'm going to draw the gold. And discard 3. Remodel the Estate into an Ironmonger, buy a province, and I believe I bottom decked an Ironmonger. I would have liked to get some Dens of Sin into play. Dens of Sin kind of plays nice with Innkeeper now that I think about it. Innkeeper is a little bit sad because you're having to discard so many cards, but if your hand is starting with 7 cards and you just want to find 5 cards, 6 cards really, you want to find gold, silver, 3 coppers, and Den of Sin for next turn. I feel like the deck is a little bit too big for that to work. The Dens of Sin also play nicely with the... did I want to keep that? Did I want to keep that? I don't really want to mill provinces if I draw it with... Okay, undo. I would like to discard that remodel. Okay, these bottom 6 cards, I have 3 Ironmongers and an Inn, if I'm tracking that correctly. So I would like to not draw into this. So how does Duchy Dancing work here? I'm not 100% sure. I have more engine pieces. We both have a remodel, so it gets dangerous if they province here. If I province back, if they can mill a province, buy a province, they win. So I have to consider strongly not buying a province here. Which is difficult. What are they turning into what here? I feel like they have silver, gold, and province in their deck. They don't have any other pieces that I'm not seeing here. Copper to Estate, okay. Buys a province, interesting. Alright, so if I do +5 here, discard 6. I'm basically discarding 6 coppers. I'm in a tough spot. They've got a den in play. They can remodel a province into a province here. So maybe I'm gaining 2 duchies this turn. I think I just have to do +3 cards. If I do +5 -6, well, yeah, I'm not buying a. I'm not going to buy a province here, so I can do the full draw. I believe. Draw. Yeah, so I could remodel Ironmonger to Duchy by province here. Leave an Ironmonger on the bottom, I believe. That leaves them a win with province and mill. So I think I'm going to take 2 duchies here and sort of see what they do on their turn. I've got more Ironmongers. If they don't draw their Innkeeper near the top of the shuffle, they can have a dud turn. Gosh, then maybe I should just province Duchy. This maybe is going to be my best chance to do it. They've got to find their Innkeeper 7 out of... They're seeing 7 out of 19 cards. Maybe they see 8 or 9 by playing an Ironmonger or 2. But it's like 50-50, I think. So am I going to get a better than 50-50 shot to win? Because if they just double Dutchy next turn... if they just double Dutchy next turn, I don't know that I can keep that up. Well, they don't have pieces, though. So I'm going to take 2 Dutchies here and see where we go. They found the Innkeeper on turn 11. They did not find... they found it on turn 10. They did not find it on turn 9. They did not find it on turn 8, so... it's not like a guaranteed thing. And if I don't see an action at the top here off this Ironmonger, I'm in some amount of trouble with this Smithy in hand. I was thinking they can remodel stuff. They don't have a lot of pieces. Yeah, they find the Innkeeper, which seems a bit lucky now that the deck is starting to get bigger. Judging that they top decked a gold, they drew it off this first Ironmonger. Maybe they had it in hand. They started with 2 Ironmongers and Innkeeper in hand. This is like all their draw cards, right? Everything else in the den. We can't really remake silvers, so Smithy's... we can't really remake silver and gold because those are worth 3 each. You can remake the gold if you're getting the last province to pile out, and you don't have a province in hand to mill. Something like that. This is a tricky one. I think they started greening 1 turn early. Maybe that's not true. I started greening 1 turn early. I don't know if that's true either. There's turns where I hit 2 multiple times. Really, like if I hit 3 any of those times, I can do a lot more in those turns. I would have another silver in deck, for example, which gives me a much better position because I can remodel that silver into Dutchy, or I can buy a gold for the 3 points, which scores me that turn, and then have another gold that I can remodel into province. It's tough for them to hit 8. And like if they have gold, silver, copper, remodel, province, or something like that, obviously they could take double province here. Well, take province, mill province. But that doesn't seem super safe because then I just buy province and turn something into a duchy. So it seems like double duchy, but what can they turn into a duchy here? They don't have any food for duchy except for Den of Sin. 2 Ironmongers, Innkeeper. Well, 3 Ironmongers, okay. So this is all the stuff that they have to remodel on the 1 den. I have the Smithy and a couple of... I guess I have 4 Ironmongers, they have 3. There's 1 in the trash now. They've got an estate they could turn into a silver, buy a gold. That's potential. That's an interesting line, certainly. But, again, their deck is getting... both of our decks are getting thicker, and if they don't see their Innkeeper near the top, their turn can be quite sad. So this looks just like buy duchy end turn. So I'm definitely considering like buying a gold this turn. Yeah, given how quickly they accelerated out of that 5-2 Den of Sin remodel thing, I feel good that we're in this close of a game. but they have a 1 point lead, and the province's pile is uneven, so I might be needing them to make a mistake here in order for me to win. I don't know, one dud. And again, if they kind of have to see the Ironmonger. Okay, they bought a Scepter and a Den. Discard. Okay. So I guess I just... Scepter is interesting because they can do more milling stuff, but it's hard for them to get a hand size up. I'm just going to buy a Duchy, I think. Wow. I have repeatedly bottom decked. Some of those times it was good, but... I have an Innkeeper and 3 Ironmongers in the bottom 8. This is quite unlucky draw order for me. It remains like very possible that they can have a similar kind of draw. I think now I am going to take a Den of Sin. They've got a point lead. I don't really want to Duchy Dance much more. It gives me a pretty decent chance to have a big turn next turn. And my max payload is 1 copper in the trash. Was that me? Was that them? That was them. So I've got 7 money. I've got 9, 12 money. I was thinking like a Tactician or something, but I don't think that works. So I can province Duchy potentially. So I guess I'm taking a Den now just to make sure I have a big turn next turn, and hopefully they don't kick off this turn. Sad that they finally had their dud and I had 2 duds around it. So yeah, the Scepter remodel thing, they have a Scepter and a remodel in hand here, but they can't province, they can't triple. They can mill, they can do some things, and I'm going to have a big turn here where I can potentially do gold. I can get 9 VP in my turn, and 2 gains. So they basically need to not take a province or score 9 points here. I'm really not, like, I feel like a Den of Sin is going to be worth more than a Scepter for them. Here, I think, especially, I think a Den of Sin is worth more than a Scepter there, because it's hard to get the Scepter in hand with a remodel and 2 things to trash. And then you only get to play 3 treasures. So unless all of your Ironmongers hit green cards, it's really tough to... Really tough. Do they have a Smithy still? They do. They can remodel the Smithy. They can also play the Smithy if they get an action off of Ironmonger. I've had some sad... Like, Ironmonger, often you only want it to hit... you only want it to hit actions, and then you're a little bit sad if it hits... If it hits treasures, and then you're very sad if it hits estates. Maybe not, but you really want it to hit actions in most decks. And early on, when I didn't have money, it hit actions. And then now that I have money, it hit treasures last turn, or 2 turns ago, for example. But I've also repeatedly bottom decked, like, a huge amount of my action cards in every shuffle, which has really slowed me down. And I've been able to mostly manage it, but it finally caught up to me last shuffle. So they don't have the gold in hand for whatever that's worth, and they don't have a way to draw it. I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to leave the gold on top. I think I stand by my decision to take Den of Sin last turn. It just guarantees that I kick off here. And It's not adding another stop card into my discard pile. That's a points losing silver trash. Do they know that? Okay. That did not seem like a very good turn. We'll lead on these Ironmongers. Surely we will keep this. Okay, I have another Ironmonger down there. I have quite a bit of money. I have my Smithy. I think I'm doing +5 here. Discard 6. Discard 3 treasures, like 3 green cards. Can play the last Ironmonger. Remodel the Smithy. Just kidding. Alright, so what if I remodel province into province by province? That just makes it really easy for them to pile out. What if I remodel duchy into gold? That doesn't work either. So I have my Smithy and my Ironmonger at the very bottom of this shuffle as well. Okay, they saw almost all of their good cards last turn. Their Ironmonger, their Innkeeper. I'm going for the province now. Given that I have Ironmonger, Smithy in the bottom, I feel like this is my best shot to go for it. Knowing that their discard pile has all their good cards in it, and if they don't find a bunch of good stuff at the top, they're not going to have a big turn. Well, I tracked that correctly. That's nice. Keep. Draw. Okay, can I win here? I just need to find 2 money and a province. So am I doing +5 -6? I can discard 4 of those cards plus 3 in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I guess. Hope to find. Ooh, that was questionable. Alright, so I'm going province into province by duchy. Gold into province by silver. Gold into province by silver nets me 3 VP. And I've got a 9-point lead. And if I buy a gold, I get those points back. Although my hand is a dud here. Yeah, having to discard one of the Ironmonger. What happened here? This draw was very unlucky, I think. Having all 3 Ironmongers all together, having to discard one. Any one of these next 9 cards could have been in there instead of the Ironmonger, and I think I get an extra coin out of it at least. I don't even hit 5 here to buy a duchy. So, yeah, maybe +5 -6 was wrong? No, because then I just draw +3 -3. I draw the 3 Ironmongers at best, and then Duchy Den, so that doesn't really work. I could have remodeled Duchy into. Yeah, if I don't hit province on coins, there is the problem. They've got more coins than me at this point with the Scepter, and if Ironmongers hit. Ironmonger hitting province there was nice. I should have thought before I discarded this province. That was a bit of a mistake. But yeah, that was like the best turn that I could do, and I only netted 3 VP, I guess. It puts them in a tough spot. It doesn't put them in a tough spot. They just buy as many points as they can and hope I can't province. And I will just grab I guess it doesn't matter. I'll just buy an estate here. This is a tough first game. It's also a long one for us, sort of moneyish game. The end game here has been pretty protracted. I don't think they can. I don't think they can. You can net more than 9 points here, but maybe you can with their remodel scepter stuff, and they have no ties that they can offer because they're first player. So now they just need to hope I don't province next turn and get a little bit of scoring and set themselves up for next turn. So if they can score 4 here, I guess 4 is a good number for them to score here. Wow, they like completely did it here. I guess, you know, they're getting a bunch of estates. Okay, and I take an estate, somewhat sadly. Oh my gosh. Do I have good cards in my deck? No? I guess not. I have 4 Ironmongers, a Smithy, a Remodel, a Den of Sin. Like, those are all good cards. If I find the Innkeeper, I just +5/6 collide Remodel with Province and win. So this is like a remarkably bad shuffle. And I wouldn't comment on that much, except the shuffle up. The turn 12-13 shuffle was also remarkably bad. So I've had 2 remarkably bad shuffles in a row. And finally I find good cards. And my opponent's probably going to win this turn. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it's bad shuffles. It is what it is. The estates being empty is interesting. It makes the remodels a little bit tougher. They have to remodel something useful. Although, yeah, Smithy, this has all been good. They got an action, so they can play the Smithy. There's the gold. Not having the gold in hand means buying province is tough. Milling province doesn't do anything. So if they don't have any more draw, them not finding the gold here maybe is my saving grace. Yeah, wow. Keep, discard, and I just remodel province into province. Wow, what a game. What a game. Game 1. Crazy one. I had some real bad draws. They must have had some very bad draws as well. Maybe their draws in the end were worse than mine. I'm not quite sure. We had the same number of Ironmongers. Like, our deck consistencies were fairly simple other than their dens, so not quite sure how it happened in the end, but happy to get a win there, and we move on to game 2.